Founders are very often said that they need to do everything, right? You need to do networking, fundraising, you need to build product, you need to market the product, you need to do sales, and this is like a job for 5 people on its own. Which categories you think are the most important if you were to list them?
Okay. Well, let's be honest, they're all important. And the reality of being an early stage founder is that you are all of those things and possibly more as well. So it is a very sort of complex environment in which you operate. From my perspective, the advice that I always give to founders is don't underestimate the amount of activity and time that you're going to have to invest in networking. Networking is critical. I mean, I often say to founders, it's what I call serendipity. Actually, the more conversations you have, guess what? The luckier you're going to get, etc. And I sometimes, have conversations or come across founders who, in some way, want to shortcut that process. Fundraising is not a quick process. It's a process that does require time and effort, whilst obviously all of the other areas, whether it's developing product, commercializing product, or innovating around an existing solution, are important. But they all have to be activities that you undertake.
If you like what we post on our social media channels, please remember, subscribe, like, and share with your friends and family.
One of the interesting areas, and I often find myself talking about this with a lot of founders, because we come across, you and I are familiar with the process of due diligence, where effectively if an investor or a fund is interested, they will do a more detailed piece of research on the business, etc. I always have to remind founders that due diligence is a two-way process, that every single investor, every single funder will anticipate that there are problems within your business, there are gaps within your business. I believe it's important that you're transparent, that you do highlight these. You don't try and relegate them in terms of your pitch deck, because within these problems or opportunities, potentially that's where investors can visualize where they can add value to your proposition. And that's hugely important. So coming back to the point about due diligence, I always encourage founders to do due diligence on prospective investors and funders. So, at one level, it might be as simple as speaking to a portfolio founder who the investors invested in. Understand what the fund's position is. Understand where the fund can help you with some of these problems. Understand how the fund might help you address some of those commercial challenges, whether that's, because of the knowledge, the experience of the fund managers, the investment managers, directors within the fund, or access to funders' either current invested portfolio or alternatively investments they may have exited. They're a huge repository of the ability to network effectively.